Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Janae, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some of the worst books I've ever read in my entire existence, okay? I may be being a little dramatic, but yeah, some of these books just left me feeling so unfulfilled and so like, what was that? So I'm gonna let y'all know what's tea so that y'all don't read these books, okay? And fair disclaimer, these are like my personal opinions. So like if you read any of these books and you're like, I like that book, like no tea, no shade. These are just like my opinions. And all of the books that I have are like true crime and like mystery. I only have 5, so let's get right into it. This is the first book. It's called The Better Sister by Alifair Burke. Honestly, y'all, this book was weird from the jump because you got Chloe and you got Nikki and they sisters, right? So Nikki dates this guy, she ends up marrying him, and then they have a child, right? And then they ended up getting divorced, okay? Chloe ends up falling in love with her sister's ex-husband and ends up marrying him. As a sister who has sisters, I would never do no weird stuff like that. And my sisters wouldn't either, okay? We don't even like the same types of people. And you telling me you just went and married your sister's ex-husband? That's weird. That's weird. Speaking of sisters, shout out to my sister because she told me to do my hair like this. Shout out to her. Anyways, back into it. So they have the son. The son that Nikki had with her ex-husband is now in the custody of Chloe, and bear with me. Bear with me. The son calls Chloe mom. The son calls Chloe mom. Even though that's not his mother, that's his auntie. That's his auntie. I mean, I guess you do have custody of him, but still, by biologics, is that a word? I'm gonna make it one. That's your auntie. Anyways. So one day, Chloe and her husband, I don't even know his name. Oh, Jesus, he was so, oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Adam. It took me a while to get to that. But Adam ends up murdered. Okay, and they're like, who murdered him? Who murdered him? Because the alarm was like still like, the alarm didn't go off or whatever. They just found him dead. Like Ethan found him dead the next day when he came downstairs, which is the son. And they're like, Ethan is the main suspect. But Chloe's like, no, my son didn't kill. Son is insane. She's like, my son didn't kill anybody. And they're like questioning. I'm sorry. They're like questioning him and taking him in. And Nikki comes because she doesn't have custody of him, so she's like, you know, out living her life or whatever, or she just doesn't live with him. So she comes and visits her sister to like help her grieve or whatever, because she did just lose her husband, which was also her husband. So maybe they just lost a husband together. I don't know. It's giving sister wives, literally. So she ends up consoling her, and like the whole basis of the story was that Nikki killed her ex-husband because he was abusive. Okay, he was abusive. He was putting his hands on Nikki and he was putting his hands on Chloe. He was abusive, so she ended up killing him. Just really anticlimactic, because I had already guessed that Nikki was the killer, because it would make the most sense because she's far away and she's like living her life. She's the suspect that makes the most sense. So yeah, I was like, forget it, you know? Okay, this is the next book. It's called 3 Perfect Liars by Heidi Perks. So basically, Harry and Woods, oh, sorry, my bad. It's been a while since I read this book. Morrison Wood is like a law firm, and the CEO, Harry Wood, he has like a lot of secrets or whatever, and I'm guessing he has a lot of women that he's wronged. So there are 3 main women. It's Laura, Mia, and Janie, right? Laura, she works at the law firm. She was on maternity leave. She goes back. Her replacement, Mia, is still there. She's like, I'm not going anywhere. I'm thinking it's going to be beef between them two because she don't want to give her job up. But no, something completely different. And then there's Janie. she's thinking about her husband through and through, even though her husband was friends with a rapist. And she told her husband that, oh, your friend raped my friend, and da-da-da-da. And he's like, who cares? Who cares is insane. But he was like, who cares? But that was like years ago. She's still with him, and somebody burns down the building of Morrison Wood Associates. So we're trying to figure out who burned the establishment down. Y'all confused? Because I'm confused. Come to find out, who is it? Mia has a sister, and her sister is paralyzed. And her sister became paralyzed because she ran into a tree when she got a text message from Harry, who works he's the CEO of Morrison Wood, that they were breaking up because they used to like date each other, whatever. And she ran into a tree, and so Mia blames Harry for her sister's paralyzation. That can't be right. Like, too many twists, too many turns. I was confused. I was getting whiplash. Yeah, just if you want to read any of these books, you are free to, but I definitely wouldn't recommend these ones because I was just so lost the whole way through. Next on the docket, we have Five Total Strangers by Natalie D. Richards. Now, if you watch a couple of my other videos, you know that I've mentioned this book before and how up and down and around and hectic this book is. And it just, honestly, it didn't make sense to me. The motive made no sense. I was just like, okay, like, what? You know, she picks up a ride to get back to her mom in, I think, Philadelphia. Yeah, she's trying to get back to her mom in the city of Philadelphia. And the driver from the Philadelphia airport, she hitches a ride with these random strangers. And she thinking they all know each other. Come to find out, none of them know each other. They all just got in the car with each other. And did I mention that she has a stalker? Did I mention that part? She has a stalker, and the stalker has been sending her letters before she even, you know, got on this plane, got in his car, and the stalker is in the car with her, and he just wants them to be together. He wants them to be together because I saw you, we belong together. Like, deranged, okay? I can't even, like, fathom, like, what is going on? It pains me to talk about these books because, like, no shade to these authors, but I did not enjoy them. I didn't enjoy this one because honestly, if y'all is driving through Philadelphia to get to a certain part of the city and it's finna be a snowstorm, why y'all not putting the pedal to the metal? They kept stopping. They kept looking for stuff. They kept pulling over. They kept doing it. If a snowstorm is coming, y'all know how fast I'm going? Y'all know how fast I'm going? I'm pushing it so I don't get caught in that storm. They was pissing me off in this book. So for that reason, no, absolutely not. Okay, next one I got up for y'all is called The Final Girls Support Group by Grady Hendrix, okay? It's basically what it sounds like. All these girls are in this final support group because they escaped a traumatic event, but then like enter their lives. They're literally the, why is my mind blank right now? Hold on. They're the Sidney Prescotts. They're the I don't know Michael Myers' sister's name. Okay, I wasn't a Halloween fan, but they're the Sidney Prescotts of the world, and they all have this support group. And then somebody starts killing them off like one by one, and they're like, we have to stick together and da 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 da. Like, mind y'all, I read this book maybe like last year. Every time I look at this cover, I'm just like. No, please no. And then the plot twist is that the therapist that was like for the support girl group, her son is the one murdering these girls because he wants more time alone with his mom. What? Where's your dad? Where's your father? where's your father? The whole time I was at the end of this book, I'm just like, where's his daddy at? And then he's working with another one of the girls in the final support group. Really? 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 I just wasn't a fan. And as always, I'm gonna save the worst for last. Dun, 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 dun. This is She, okay? It's called Not So Perfect Strangers by L.S. Stratton. So this book starts, it's two women, Madison and Tasha, right? Okay, Madison is running from her husband at a dinner party because she just found out that his mistress is there and she don't want to be there no more, so she's running out and he's trying to chase after her and she's running down the street. Tasha is driving away from her abusive husband, about to leave him, right? And you can see on the cover, like there's a woman in the middle of the street and there's like a car here. So she stops and Madison's like banging on her windows, like, let me in, he's coming, like, let me in. So Tasha unlocks the doors and lets her in, right? And she drops Madison back off at her house and she goes back to her husband because she thought that was a sign that she wasn't supposed to leave her husband. I would have dropped Madison off and dipped. Let me stop. So a couple weeks later, Madison hits her up like, hey, I want to go to lunch to thank you for, picking me up for my cheating husband, right? And so they're at lunch and Madison goes, I have a proposition. We should kill each other's husbands. What? If I was Tasha, I would have got up and left, but she didn't. And that's my first issue with this book, that she stayed. She stayed and she listened to this white woman. Get up, okay? It didn't help that Tasha was black and Madison was white, okay? And it just showed like differences between the cultures, and it was just like, I'm just sitting here like, and I was so pissed off because Tasha's main issue was why she wouldn't leave was because of her son. Now, I'm thinking her son is maybe like 2 or 3. Her son is 17. Finna go to college. Girl, get out. She's like, I'm just gonna wait till he goes to college. You should have dipped. You should have been dipped. Like, you should have been dipped for real. And she's like, oh, I know the importance of having like a man raise like a son or whatever. Okay, I get that, but he's literally beating you up in front of your son. And he's been doing it for 17 years. And she's all focused on like the saving her son and the preservation of her son's innocence. Do y'all know her son turned around and was abusive to his own girlfriend and to his own mother? No. You so worried about saving this man. He's already like his daddy. Get out. You need to leave. And all the time she tried to leave with her son, he's like, no, I want to stay with dad. Okay, cool. Maybe it's because I'm not a mom, but okay, cool. Like, he was finna go to college anyway. She's like, okay, I might as well just thug it out. Madison ends up killing her husband, right? She ain't got no husband. She grieving. Her son is mad because he's like, oh, you killed my dad. She's like, no, I didn't kill your dad. Somehow he finds out about Madison. He goes to go find Madison to maybe kill her. Meanwhile, Madison got a crackhead for a brother, and she goes to go talk to her brother, and she tells him about this pact she got with Tasha. This is too much. Her brother calls up her husband. He's like, hey, bro, she trying to kill you. I wish my brother would do something like that. Call my husband, hey, she trying to get you killed, bro. You're cut off immediately. But then Madison's husband and Madison's brother end up teaming up because Madison's husband's like, I'm gonna pay you X amount of money if you help me kill Madison. I'm so sick of her. I want to leave her. And guess what the brother do? He go for it. He go for it because he's a crackhead. And of course he wants the money. What? This book was crazy. This book was crazy, and it was just so many twists and so many turns. I got whiplash, and I was like, you know what? I'm tired of this book. This book is so irresponsible. This book has too much going on. What is going on? And Madison ended up dead in the end. Madison ended up dead in the end. Are you kidding me? By her husband and her brother. I'm gonna get the thumbnail. Cause no. Boo. Boo. Yeah, that's really all the books that I have. Like I'm telling y'all, like I don't often read bad books because I think I'm a good book picker. So I don't know what was going on with those 5 books, but I just didn't really want to finish them. And they weren't memorable. Y'all see, I was struggling to tell y'all about the books because I don't remember them in my head because they were just so didn't make an impact on me. So once again, if y'all want to read those books, y'all are free to read those books, but I just didn't like them and I wouldn't recommend them. Yeah, that's all I have for you guys. So thank you so much for watching my video, and make sure you tune in for the next one. Bye.